The Shahaia code is a God-world mathematical program that works with the Meajhe fields, 3 tones, Shahaia. The translation for this is given forth through the first creation intention, thought vibration eternal. This code controls the radial body Veca density locks within dimensions 1 through 12 Veca matter bodies. This is the one of the subset tones. This really chose me. I didn't really choose it. That's usually how it works for me. I'll start doing something, and next thing you know, I am redirected and I end up doing something else. So this is what I did here. I put this to music, and I'm going to go over that here with you, but I just wanted to let you know that my Patreon page has material. My intention is to be able to give as much as I can while I am still able. I am in the process of getting my home ready for sale because, long story short, is that I don't have enough income coming in, and I'm just having to do this because out of precaution. I can't afford to get stuck and end up losing this place because I get delinquent in the rent and, what follows that. But anyhow, that being said, my Patreon page, I'm able to put things on there that I can't put on YouTube, and I don't have to go into detail about that. Anybody that's been watching this channel knows the reasons for that. So I'm restricted with what I can actually do on YouTube, and be it that I do require an income, that's the reason for me creating the Patreon page, and I can make it available for download there and access that I can't really put anywhere else. Okay, so I'm going to get in front of the camera and go over this briefly. Just a reminder, or should I say, to let you know clearly that the track that's coming up after this, after I get in front of the camera and briefly go over this, the track, it will be available for download on Patreon, but you have to become a patron. It is what it is, folks. But there's a lot of stuff that at least my intention is to have things available for download there, as I had mentioned. Anyhow, so if you're interested in this track, you can download it there as well as other tracks. If you do not want the vocals on the track and you just want the music so that you can sing along to it without having to sing along to my voice, all you have to do is ask me, and I will make that independently available. Okay? All right, so anyhow, let's get in front of the camera and go over this briefly, then you can listen to the track if you wish. Okay, so one of the main reasons for inserting this within this video at this point is hopefully those who may have been spying. Yeah, so you have to watch what you put in the title of videos these days. Well, at least I do. And so I'm pretty conscientious of that. And I don't want to have anything that I do that causes more issue with copyright or infringement, and trademark and all that stuff. So I think it's safe enough to talk about what I had intended to at this stage. My Patreon page, I plan on uploading quite a few things there. It's not going to be other people's material. It's my material. It's my take on it, okay? But some of it has, trademark and copywritten material in it, graphics, you know. It's really hard to reproduce some of these graphics. It takes a long time to do what I'm doing, period. More time than you actually know. And I'm saying that because the last video that I did, because of the circumstances and the way that I can do things here, it's very noisy here. It's constantly waiting on things, and I usually don't get very much done until the wee hours of the morning. Like right now, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay? Not very healthy, but I had worked on that video 16 hours straight. 16 hours. That's on Patreon. It is the Shahaia right, and 16 hours. Of course, it has the backing track for the music and everything. I didn't do that all in 16 hours. I did those days before, actually a couple months prior to that. So my point is that there's a heck of a lot of work that goes into it, and it's very exhausting. And so what you'll find on Patreon is a lot of what I have already done. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I will, such as my PDFs that I put together and that are on my website, but a lot of people weren't able to download them from my website through their phone, even though Joseph Snell came on the podcast with me and explained that. He created a video that he had on his channel for that, so people could do that. You know, but I don't know how many people, you know, responded to that, but I know there's a need for everything to kind of be all in one spot. So people go there, they can find everything that they're looking for. And I need an income desperately. So I put together Patreon. So you're going to find most of the stuff that I'm not going to be uploading on YouTube for his videos. Some of it I am, but you're going to find the rest of it on Patreon. Okay? Music tracks, PDFs, videos. Eventually, you know, eventually I'll be able to finish my book if I'm able. I got quite a few many things that, as I mentioned with my Patreon video that I did, that's on here on YouTube, that's in the works. So, I mean, I don't think I have enough time in this lifetime to do all this stuff, but it's my intention to do as much as I can. And so I just wanted to let you know, as far as what's going on with that. What I'm looking for concerning myself at this stage is for me to be able to pay my rent and to be able to pay my internet bill. You know, just going out the gate, that's essential. And eventually be able to dig myself out of this hole that's happened over the last 2 years, 2.5 years. Long story, and some of you can relate. I became disabled, and then COVID hit and all this other stuff, and it was just crazy. But at any rate, so this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. If I could afford to give stuff away, I would absolutely do that. All I'm looking for at this stage, as I mentioned, is so that I can stay alive and I can have the necessities in order to do that. And eventually, you know, build some momentum so I can get better equipment that I can use, and things like that, so I can improve with what I'm doing, the tools necessary in order to do it. Eventually get a vehicle that I can go places in, so I can create more opportunity for myself, as well as go places that perhaps people would like me to go to, you know, as a guest speaker, performer, that type of thing. And I want to be able to have a multimedia type of event, by going to, a seminar. If I was invited to a seminar, as an example, it would be multimedia. It would be a combination of me teaching, overhead projector. Like I said, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Overhead projector, and the ability to be able to perform. And because it's all music for me is part of teaching. It's all part of the same thing. And not just that, it becomes an energetic projection. It's not like what anybody else is doing. This is the thing that I'm to do. And this is something that I prepared for. And I had done this when I was in the church, when I was in ministry, when I was in the church many years ago. So this is a natural progression for me to continue to do this. So at any rate, I just wanted to let you know as far as what's going on with that. And if anybody has interest in having music written for them, if you want a song written for you, it doesn't matter what it's about. Most of you are interested in cheilontic science, so it would be safe to guess that perhaps there is a Anahazi phrase or multiple Anahazi phrases that you like, and perhaps maybe you would want it put to music. I can help you with that. If you would like to learn music, I used to be a teacher, so either one-on-one instruction or a curriculum, if you want to get into it a bit deeper. Learning how to play certain KS songs, singing them. If there's any filmmakers out there, on any level, I work for cheap. Writing scores and that type of thing is right up my alley. Okay, so I just wanted to communicate that to you. I think probably one of the things I'm going to be doing here and that I can upload to YouTube is, I want to be able to do live streaming. I want to be able to do a live stream and do, a mini concert and, but it would help if I actually had somebody here with me that would help me to do that, because the way everything's positioned here in the room, it's too far away from me, and I can't really read, what's going on with the computer because it's too far away. And I need to be able to concentrate on what I'm doing, and then somebody else could be reading and then relaying it back to me. That would work way better. So a lot of things, I'm looking at, and potentially where things can eventually build up to, someone asked me or said something about coming to where they live, within a different country. And, I would love to be able to do that if I have if the funds are there, to be able to do that. I would love to be able to do that. So I have a lot of desire here and a lot of tenacity, and I just felt it was necessary to communicate this more direct in front of the camera. Okay, so anyhow, that being said, we have the song that I wrote for this coming up, and as I mentioned, the musical tracks that I create, they're going to be available on Patreon, so you can download them. You can download them there. If you like the track by itself without the singing over top of it, that's the other thing. I just want to mention this as well. It's so hard to be able to record here, do voiceovers or anything really, because this place that I live in, it picks up everything. You might be hearing a train right now. But this stuff goes on all the time, and there's a whole lot of waiting while I'm doing it. And I definitely do not have a professional studio. Neither do I really have an amateur studio. It's probably a lot less than an amateur studio. I'm working with bare bones stuff mostly, and a lot of my equipment is broken, and I'm just trying to make things work. So my recording and recording vocals and things like that, it's always really difficult to do, and I rather just do a live performance of it. You know, that's a lot easier on me. That is for sure. So, at any rate, there it is, folks. A whole lot of information, but yeah, coming up is the track, and I hope to see you over there at Patreon. And you know where you can contact me. You know how to contact me. Go to my website and get contact information there. And within virtually every video on my channel here on YouTube has a link to my website. So, all right, folks, thank you so much. I know this was a very long video, but it is what it is, you know. All right, thanks. Blessings to you.
Thought vibration for all of eternity. Thought vibration given forth through the first creation intention. Thought vibration